You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Friday review, a special holiday recap of the week. Hopefully you got to enjoy some time off with friends, family, loved ones, got to celebrate Hanukkah, got to celebrate Christmas, any holidays that you choose to celebrate. I hope that you did enjoy them. I spent a couple days with my family, extended family. Really, really nice being able to just take some time off to enjoy this time of year, enjoy the season, and simply give thanks and really celebrate all that we have to be grateful for as well as the season itself. So excited about that. Feelings, right? I'd love to be able to take off even more time. But for us and for many people, especially in this health-based industry, this is when we are looking to do some of our best work. We're looking to help people really take things to that next level. And the same is true of me. As much as I say, hey, let's just take off between Christmas and through New Year's, taking 2 weeks off and not being able to properly prepare myself and my companies and all that for the new year just wouldn't be a great idea. And that's how I look at it myself. But again, it's a specific part of where I am in my life right now. And that's what I always want to share with you. For many people, being able to take this next week off allows you to really recharge your batteries. And I always want to let you know that we are all in different phases and we're all in different journeys of life. So if I'm giving you advice about what I'm doing in my life right now, I say it's specific to where I am right now. And there are things that I'm going to share with you that I did many years ago that maybe you're at right now, or maybe you're a few years ahead of where I am. So what I like to say is that we're all on this journey. We really are. We're all on a different journey, but we're in this together. So I'd like to share with you, especially in these Friday reviews, where I'm at, what I'm doing specifically. And one of those big things is that we are getting ready to launch one of the largest, if not the largest, discovery or debut of a weight loss-based system ever. And I can say that honestly because it's never been done before. And there are very few things in this industry that have never been done before. So, that's why it's a little surprising, right? And that's why I want to share a little bit with you today. So the name of the system that I've been alluding to over the last couple of weeks is called Fatlossity. Now, Fatlossity was a name I came up with way back in the early 2000s. It was actually the name of the very first weight loss nutrition plan that I created for my clients even before I opened my first studio. And this was actually using specific carbohydrate cycling and different lengths of times and intervals with reducing carbs, and then how we add them back in was part of our secret sauce. So this was just dedicated to a weight loss plan, whether people were exercising or not. Now, most people, we obviously tried to get them to exercise, no doubt about it. But the plan worked regardless of someone was exercising or not. And you've seen from my studies that actually fat loss is front-loaded with nutrition and then kind of back-loaded with what you do to revolutionize, or rebalance is a better word, your hormones and your metabolism. And that includes exercising. So what I've done and what will debut on January 2nd is actually a system. It's a system that's based on 5 factors, 2 of which I've already gone over with you. Thermogenesis, and then this past Wednesday, hopefully you tuned into Wednesday's show, was rebalancing your fat-burning hormones. And that includes thyroid, but a lot of people don't even think about it, but it also includes estrogen as well. Now, we'll be talking about cortisol in a couple weeks because you can't rebalance thyroid or estrogen dominance, without addressing cortisol. So what I've come up with is a 5-factor system that allows people to boost their metabolism and burn more body fat through functional medicine, through rebalancing the body. I wanted to do something in a way for people that have already tried going lower calorie or lower carb, and they've already tried adding in more exercise. So for me, it's how do I help people, kind of like I needed help 20 years ago, more than 20 years ago now, that can't find their answers in just conventional wisdom, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Most people, they should eat less. And most people should definitely exercise more. But what happens if you've already tried that? Well, now we need to look at the different 5 factors that I'm talking about. One of those is thermogenesis. Second is fat-burning hormones. Then we'll be getting into those other 3 factors next Wednesday and the 2 following weeks. So this system that will debut is actually a metabolic nutritional supplement formula backed and demonstrated by 25 scientific research studies on the specific doses and ingredients that we use. So, and to my knowledge, this is the most well-funded nutritional supplement that I've seen, meaning that we spent more money to create this product and these ingredients that I've seen spent on any other nutritional formula. That includes pretty much anything that we even have just for this, because we're not looking at a big 12-week protocol or CBO protocol, but just for this nutritional product. The reason is this. We wanted to cover those 5 factors with all products that were needed. So I went into this myself. I was formulating, and I also brought on one of our chief regulators, or our chief regulator, who said, okay, this is what you want to use. Here's also what I suggest. And here's the scientific studies that back this up at these specific dosages. So this has been 1 year in the making. Super excited that it will finally debut January 2nd. The name means a lot to me because I developed this on a trip overseas. Actually, this was different. This is well before I got into functional medicine. I was going over to London and I was trying to come up with a name for the fat loss diet plan that we had been using for years. Now, all of that's it's really been revolutionized, it's really been changed. You're going to be able to use a specific synergistic nutritional supplement formula along with the nutrition plan, along with exercise, and I'm actually giving those people that sign up in January the entire Fatlossity course. So again, this is a $197 value, 2.5-hour course that takes you through the de-stress protocol as to how it applies to boosting metabolism and burning body fat. But I don't want you to just lose the weight in the short term. So I give you the long-term phases in order to continue to lose the weight even when you plateau and keep the weight off. So really excited about this. Again, I'll talk more over the next couple weeks, but this debuts January 2nd. Stay tuned at equilibriumnutrition.com. That is where you will see the announcement. We'll also post it on social media, and we'll be doing a lot of fun things for that launch. So again, couldn't be more excited. The Fatlossity System is coming soon. Trademarked ingredients, trademarked name. Really, really excited. I don't want to share the whole thing right now, but when you see it, you will notice there is not a single other system and product like it on the market. So again, I'm trying to contain my excitement. I think you'll be very, very pleased when you do see it. All right. Next up, we have our whole food bars are back in stock. Again, these whole food bars went off greater than I could have imagined. I really could have. Not only, so I just want to step back and say that this is one of those things, one of those launches where I knew that our community was asking for these because we did a poll in our Facebook group, which is just cabralsupportgroup.com. And I wanted to be able to deliver the best product I knew how to make and not have it be another Me Too product out there because there are other products out there. So what I did was set forth to create a nutrition bar that was completely quality tested, meaning that we test for glyphosate, we test for pesticides, we look for the top allergens, it's non-GMO, we're using organic ingredients, it's vegan, it's paleo, it's USDA organic, it's gluten-free, it's dairy-free, it's nut-free, it's soy-free, it's egg-free. And these are typically school-safe in most schools, and I believe your kids will love them as well. I don't want to say too much about this, but we are back in stock. More excited than ever to get these bars to people because we already know people were enjoying the chocolate indulgence, the sunny date delight, the cinnamon apple crisp, and the lemon ginger goodness. Our sample packs will also be back in stock at the beginning of the year, but you can order the full boxes at any time. They're shipping this week over at equilibriumnutrition.com. If you can't find it, always just feel free to use the search box at the top and just type in bars and it will pop up with that. So again, I just wanted to bring you a little bit about what we were doing, what's going on, all the craziness over here in the private practice at Equilibrium Nutrition. And one more thing with IHP before I bring you the research today, I bring you my favorite food of the week, I bring you some book recommendations, is that IHP will be opening on January 6th. So if you were interested, I just want you to mark that date. This will be the second and last time, so we offered it in December, that we'll be offering a year-long payment plan. So the truth is this, that I would love every household to have a health coach in it. I mean, that's my goal. I mean, it really is. If every family, every household even, could have a health coach in it that could teach nutrition, that could teach exercise, diet, toxin removal, sleep protocol, success mindset, emotional balance, supplement protocols, all that, then I think everyone would be so much better off. They wouldn't need all the pharmaceutical drugs. They wouldn't be in that position in the first place to even have to take them. So super excited about that. And I want to do what I can. So I can't do this. We will not be doing this after January, but we will be offering that 12-month, year-long payment plan. Spread all of your payments over 12 months, and that will be happening on January 6th. For details, head on over to integrativehealthpractitioner.org. Okay, now next up, I'll bring you the reviews in just a moment and then the research at the end. Last week, I skipped my favorite food that I've been eating for the week. So what I want to do is share with you one that it's out there right now. So don't get me wrong. A lot of people are talking about it. It's well searched. But here's the thing. Cauliflower rice it's never had a first time, so I can't say it's making a comeback. But cauliflower rice is a fantastic alternative to rice, especially for people that want to be grain-free. So if you're doing something like our gut-based protocol, or you're going to be doing our Fatlossity protocol coming up, you're going to eliminate grains for at least the first 3 weeks. So here's what you can do. You can get the same texture, the same feeling of rice, but now when you're looking at watching at your carbohydrates, let's say, you're down to about 5 grams per cup versus 46 grams of carbs per cup for brown rice. Now, I'm not saying carbs are the enemy. They're certainly not. But we look at them in the beginning of our weight loss protocol, and we look at them as a fermentable-based food. So we don't have them in the beginning of our CBO protocol as well. Cauliflower, if we're looking at strictly calories as well, has just about 10%. It's a little bit more, but about 10% of that of rice. So if we want to fill up our stomachs, enjoy that fiber, and cauliflower is also a cruciferous-based vegetable. It could be a really nice one to add as well. Just coming to my mind, cauliflower is actually not allowed for the first month in the CBO protocol, but it is allowed in the new Fatlossity-based system. So here's the thing. You can grate your own cauliflower very simply, very easily. You can cook in a pan. You can bake it actually to make it really nice and crispy. You can do that on parchment paper, on just a metal tray inside of your oven. Baking sheet is the word I was looking for. Or you can buy the frozen cauliflower rice. Sometimes it's called riced veggies or riced cauliflower. But when you want to look at the back, what you're looking for is this: organic cauliflower. Like plain and simple, you want one ingredient. If there's 15 ingredients, you don't want that. If there's 3, you don't want that. You want organic cauliflower. All it is organic cauliflower that's been shredded to the size of rice. You can grate it. You can do it yourself. Super simple to do, and it is a great rice-based substitute, especially for those people trying to limit their grain-based intake or those people who don't do well with grains in the first place. So if you haven't tried it, my favorite way to do it is, again, you can buy the frozen, you can buy the regular, cook it. I like to toast it. It's nicer than mixing it with oil in a pan. And then afterwards, add some olive oil, stir that up or toss that together, add a little bit of Himalayan sea salt. Then if you want, season it from there. I mean, you could put in some shredded, whatever you want, dill, thyme, whatever you like, you can put in there. For me, just some olive oil, some sea salt. It tastes delicious. Some people like to add ghee to it. Whatever you like, it's a great rice-based substitute. Enjoy, check it out, try it. One more thing and one more element that some people are also doing to this is making a nice stir fry out of it. So if you are someone that likes to create and cook stir fries, you could decide to pan saute this and make your own stir fry if you'd like. And you can mix in all sorts of different veggies, whether it be shredded cabbage. Yes, that could be one. Shredded carrots is what I was looking for, though. And snap peas, snow peas, whatever you'd like, tossing right in there. Add a little bit of your protein of choice, and you have a nice little healthy stir fry as well. So something to look into if you've never heard about it before. Cauliflower rice is one to add to your menu. Okay, So some news I had to bring you, especially it's at least the winter season here in New England. One thing a lot of people are dealing with is coughs and colds and flu-like symptoms, whatever you may have, right? So that's the thing. It's inevitable for most people during these damp, cold climates that you're going to get a cough. You're going to get some cold. Well, I've said it before, and I talk about it that I use it with my children all the time, and I'll use it with myself as needed. And that is elderberry. So we use elderberry. We'll use some gummies sometimes just for ongoing, but we use an elderberry syrup that I've mentioned before, which is just the Sambucus-based brand. And it contains zinc in it, it contains the elderberry, and it also contains vitamin C, which are nice. So we use that, but I always say to people, everything that we do is also science-based. So people are like, oh, just use NyQuil, just use Dayquil, just use whatever. Well, okay, but this is also science-backed as well. So you have to understand, natural medicine is also science-based. It's not made up, contrary to popular belief, and it's been around a whole lot longer than conventional medicine. I mean, even if you want to give conventional medicine 150 years, you can't really give it too much more time than that. You really can't. But natural medicine, well, we're talking about since the dawn of time, because people were using herbs, the root, the stem, the fruit, the leaves. And with elderberry, well, here's what we've seen. It is so strong, it's been able to fight flu-like symptoms. And when we look at one randomized study of people who took 3 teaspoons a day, equivalent to 15 milliliters, so 15 ml of elderberry syrup 4 times a day, okay, saw symptoms clear up on average 4 days earlier than those who took the placebo. So this is pretty amazing because we always hear about the placebo. Oh, it's placebo effect. Oh, that natural medicine is a placebo effect. Well, it's not. It's no more placebo effect than a pharmaceutical drug, okay? And this, they did a head-to-head. 4 days earlier is remarkable. I mean, you shouldn't even have a cold for 4 days, and now we're seeing people get better 4 days earlier. Other studies have tested as well with reducing severity of a cold. So again, I highly recommend this. It's not the only thing I do. You can always look up my children's space protocol. We use vitamin C liquid. We use a mixture of thyme and oregano and others for cough syrup. And then we use the elderberry syrup as well. So, of course, they're getting vitamin D every day. These are things that we know work. I've been using them for years. Again, if you ever need medical advice, if your child's ever running a high fever, then, of course, always seek out medical advice. Always seek it out. I'm not saying not to, but there are other things to do as well. And the same goes for adults. This isn't just for children, but sometimes we kind of do more for our kids than we do for ourselves. Look out for yourself for this as well. So I will link up that study and you'll be able to find that. I'm trying to find the show notes for today. It's at 1421. All right. So head on over to stephencabral.com/1421 for today's show notes and studies. I will link up there's nothing on Fatlossity yet. I will link up the whole food bars. I will link up why don't I do this? I'll see if I can find a brand of frozen cauliflower rice or regular, if they'll ship it regular, that you can use as well. If not, you can simply use it as a comparison. And I will link up the study on elderberry versus the placebo. And one more I'd like to give you today. Actually, you know what? Why don't I save that one on napping for next week? That's what I'll do. I've got some great research on the exact times for napping and how long, based on some really new and I would say cutting-edge science on cardiovascular risk. So I'm going to bring that to you for sure, and I'll bring that next Friday. So we'll keep it at that for the research. There are 4 books that I love to recommend for people to read. If you have some time off over the next week, pick one. I'm going to just give you a few to choose from. One of my favorites from a long time ago is from Jack Canfield, called The Success Principles. In my opinion, required reading. Honestly, required reading. For being a good human being, for accomplishing everything that you want to in life, for creating prosperity for you, your family, your loved ones, your community, it's required reading. I mean, bottom line. I read it so long ago now, I can actually remember what it was. So that was in mid-2007. So that was over 12 years ago. And I'm sure it was written well before that too, but I wasn't really finding my own way until around 2005 to 2007-ish. Read that book, Remarkable, by Jack Canfield. I give that book away more than I give away any other book. I've done detox retreats. I've done seminars. I've done coaching for health coaches, and I give that book away all the time. Try to read, I believe there's 64 success principles. Try to read one a day. You'll read it over 2 months, or if you get ambitious, okay, go wild, and you can read it faster. So success principles, I'll link it up. I'll link all these books at 1421. Another nice one is this. If you are looking to say, you know what, I need a change in life. I need to find the career that speaks to me, or I need to find something that I want to do in retirement, or what is going to give my life meaning. There's a nice book that I read not too long ago called Wishcraft by, is it Barbara Sher? Oh, I can't remember the name. I believe it's Barbara Sher, S-H-E-R. It will come to me. If it's not, I will link that up. Short book. Success Principles, long book. Worth it. Wishcraft, short book, which is perfect though, because it's just moving you towards how to figure out what it is that you want out of life for you that gives you meaning. On our Motivation and Mindset Mondays, I try to push you in that direction. I try to, steer you in that right direction. But sometimes it's great to sit down with a book. I wrote all over that book, journaled, and I'm already in the career that I want. But there are levels to it, like, oh, wouldn't it be great if I could do this? Wouldn't it be great, if I could formulate this? And these things are now starting to happen. I read that book before I ever created a virtual-based practice. And so for me, that would be the next level, because now I can travel, speak all over the world. I can do more video, more podcast, interact with more people. And that's what I wanted. It's not what everybody wants, but it's what my heart said, right? That's what spoke when I really listened to my feelings. And I think that not enough people do the same. They don't allow themselves to do that. So reading a book like this can kind of bring it all up. All right. So Wishcraft. Next up, Infinite Possibilities. This is one I read a long time ago as well. It's by Mike Dooley. This one is kind of a basic primer. If you're not really, you don't know too much yet about kind of like visualization and deciding what you want out of life and, oh, is this really possible for me to achieve? Check out the book called Infinite Possibilities. Larger font, easy to read, simple to get through. It will leave you motivated and inspired. Then once you're inspired, check out the book, The 12-Week Year. Now, I do this every single year. This year will be no different. This Monday coming up, I will be doing a podcast on my 12-week year. It is one of the most important things that I've ever seen change a person's life. Because if you know those SMART goals, and we'll go over those, the specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely, you put that into the 12-week year, it's like adding lighter fluid to your goals. It really is. It's going to supercharge you because you're not going to give yourself 365 days to accomplish your goals. No way. We all know what happens when we give ourselves that amount of time. We say, okay, well, I've got plenty of time. And then all of a sudden October hits, you're like, whoa, what happened to the year? And then you get on it then. No, we don't want that. So what we want to do is we want to create 4 separate years in 1 year. Speed up those timelines. I'm going to be talking that on Monday. I hope that you tune in for that show. One of my favorite shows. Every year is different. Honestly, every year is different. And it should be for you. If people say to you sometimes, oh, you changed this, that, listen, you're supposed to change. Not in terms of like personality and your outgoingness and the amount that you want to give to the world. No, not in that. That should only grow. But you should change in terms of your development. Absolutely. You should become more knowledgeable. You should take your wellness to the next level, your relationships, your ability to reach out and help other people, your spirituality, your body. Like all of these things should change. They should get better. So please don't get mad if someone says, you've changed. Well, only if it was a negative way. No, listen, they may be staying put. That's okay for them. You may want to change. That's okay. Again, sometimes you need the permission. I'm giving you that permission. Take the permission from somebody. It's okay to improve in life. It's okay to get better. I'm going to show you how specifically using the model of the 12-week year on Monday. I'm always excited about that show. It really is. I mean, because as I talk about that show, I'm modeling what I'm going to be doing. I'm getting myself excited for the next year as well. And the truth is, when we look at our life and we look back over the past year, you have to ask yourself, what did you achieve? What did you want to achieve? Did they match up? And if they didn't, well, then you're left with disappointment. Like, okay, another year went by and I didn't accomplish my goals. I don't want that for you. If you don't necessarily achieve your goals, that's okay. You ask yourself, like, did you put forth that effort? Because even if you didn't achieve your goals, I'm willing to bet you came close or you've accomplished a lot of ground, and now you know exactly what you need to do to make it happen this next year. So, again, I'm fired up. Looking forward to that show. Hopefully you are as well. Enjoy the rest of your holidays. I know we have New Year's coming up. And again, if my team and I can help, let us know. Head on over to CabralSupportGroup.com. That is our private Facebook group. We'll answer questions there. We'll link up podcasts. Whatever you need, you let us know. We want to help you. And there's over 7,000, maybe 8,000 people there right now who are willing to share with you their stories, their struggle, their success, and cheer you on as well. So looking forward to it. Excited. Last day today. If you're tuning in, it is our last day for the $100 savings on the buy 3, get 1 free detox. And the reason why I mentioned that is this January 6th, many people doing it the 13th as well, we are going to be doing our community detox. Don't miss it. It is the event to start the year. You're going to be able to improve your overall wellness, prove your body, and start to reverse aging. It is the thing to do. If you do nothing else, it is the way to start the year. So hopefully you'll be joining me. I'll be posting over at CabralSupportGroup.com during that as well. Take care. Have an amazing weekend. Come back tomorrow. We'll be answering our community's questions on the house calls. Before you go, I wanted to share a personal story with you. The real reason I began to get well finally is because I figured out what was wrong with me. And that might seem pretty obvious, but I went from doctor to doctor for over 2 years before discovering at-home functional medicine lab testing. These are the labs that enabled me to finally figure out what was wrong with my hormones, blood sugar, electrolytes, and gut health. And once I knew what was wrong, I could then follow a proven plan in order to rebalance my body from the inside out. This is why I believe so strongly in functional medicine lab testing and why I've made it my mission to share these labs with the world. Now at equa.life, you can order an at-home lab test or lab bundle for you and your family and be able to complete it within the week. Plus, the EquaLife difference is that you're not left to try to read and figure out these labs on your own. We explain what your lab numbers mean, what they mean in the much bigger picture, and then how to go about rebalancing your body in order to heal. To see our full selection of lab tests, or to set up a free lab selection call to find out what labs may be best for you, simply head on over to equa.life/labs. And do remember, we ship these all over the world. To find out more and to set up your free lab selection call, simply head on over to equa.life/labs. That's EQUI.LIFE/labs.